The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Good morning and welcome. I was on, I didn't have my earpiece. But good morning and welcome to Guardian Radio AM. Today is Tuesday, July 26th, and it's a little after 11 a.m. in the morning. Once again, this is C.A. Newry, and I shall be your host for today as I have a conversation with the best comedian in the country.
I like that sound.
You know, I'm not going to even give out, because the studio is full. I have about 6 people inside here with me.
Maybe 7.
But I want to have a conversation with him, right? And I think it's going to be a very interesting show as I get to know all of his relatives and associates. Well, without any further ado, I would like to introduce Sawyer Boy.
Good morning, man. Good morning, Bahamas. Good morning, everybody. You're tuning in.
And let me tell you an interesting story, right? As I was walking in, preparing for the show, I stopped and spoke to Siobhan. Mm-hmm. And I said, Siobhan, what's Sawyer Boy first name? Is his last name Boy or what's his first name? So she said, it's the Miko. I said, oh, Miko. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, but I wanted to start the conversation with this, right? Mm-hmm. I remember you from yesteryears. And yesteryears meaning that you used to work for a bank.
Yeah, man.
You had a 9-to-5 job.
Yep.
You wore a jacket and a tie. Mm-hmm. You were starch-up. How does a person who work a 9-to-5, obviously smart, book smart, a book person, gets into comedy? That just don't make sense.
Hey, I still just ask myself the same thing, but man, it just changed. It just changed.
No, things
man.
can't just change.
Yeah, man. I've been to the bank for 9 years.
Yeah.
And I've been to the casino for 7.
I was going to mention the casino because I remember you being on Coupier and I passed and say, oh, that boy making real change.
Yeah, well, I was working in the casino. But man, I end up getting in this just because a hobby, just for a hobby, just doing the videos. It wasn't nothing like I thought it was going to be. And then after a while, man, a couple of gigs and things started coming in, and I had to turn down some, and then it just come to a point where I had to make a decision of what I wanted to do next, and I just needed a change, man. Sometimes I just need something different. So when I'm ready to leave, I just push out.
And you also have a real job because I understand the comedy gig. I've seen you perform. I've concluded that you are funny.
You see me perform?
Yeah, I see you perform.
All right.
I got some free tickets. I ain't gonna tell you how I get the free tickets. But I got
yeah,
some free
man.
tickets. I know, and going all the way out west, and then you say doing jokes, and I said, "Hey, that boy funny. I know him.
Yeah,
him.
man.
He's working the bank." And they said, "No, you don't work in no bank.
Not no more.
Not no more.
Not no more.
And I know you have a real job, but I want to before I even get to the real job you have, because a number of person just know you as Sawyer Boy,
Right.
but don't know your narrative, your journey of coming from a banker, a person who works in a hotel as a coupier, and to being formally into comedy, and now the real job that I'm going to mention later.
Right.
But I want to get your narrative of you growing up, and because you're a little bright skin.
Yeah,
I
man.
want to know which island you come from. Who's your people them? So I want you to start your narrative so I can see this journey.
All right, let's go. Let's put it like this. Born on Hawkins Hill. You know, I born on Hawkins. Born and raised on Hawkins. But before me, my mommy is a Long Island woman.
Okay.
She's straight from Dead Mesquite, Long Island.
So you Long Island radish.
I Long Island red. The red, all my red come from my mommy.
Okay.
That's it. My daddy, he ain't went on no side for color.
Oh,
like
no.
color, he's a black man, but the color in that Long Island red just different.
Take over. Okay.
That's quite different. So I have that. That's my parents, but I grew up on Hawkins Hill, went to Palmdale Primary, graduated from D.W. Davis. You know,
They had light-skinned fellas like you at DW?
just me and one more person.
Okay.
Just me and one more person. They was only allowed two bright-skinned people in D.W. Davis
One
at
at
a
a
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, two. One got to be smart, and the next one just got to be ordinary, probably a little athletic.
And you used the ordinary one?
I used the ordinary one.
Okay.
The smartness
I
it
can see
wasn't
that.
there at
I
all.
understand.
So yeah, that's my journey, and you know, just growing up with bohemian parents, but like real parents, like
Spin top,
I-
playing the road, jacks.
well, I ain't gonna lie. I could do a lot of things, but spinning top is one of the things I can't do. I can't spin top. I can shoot marble. I can play ball, no matter what ball it is. I can play it: basketball, baseball, volleyball, batting ball, hoppers, parking, whatever it is. I can do that, but top, I can't spin top.
Perhaps because you're on a hill in the top kind of spin top.
I'll use that. I'll take in anything, but I can't spin top. I just try spin top. Independence Day for my daughter when I bought her a top out there at the
couldn't make it
tattoo.
spin.
I couldn't make it spin. I couldn't even do the yo-yo thing. I was like, boy,
do yo-yo
I
yet?
look bad as a daddy right now. Look bad as a daddy, but that's my upbringing. I guess I used to get beaten a lot, you know, and basically everything what you're seeing right now, most of my videos, the majority of my videos and the things that I say is basically my story. I'm not just basically my thing. So I don't even write anything like that. So I just tell my story. Me getting beaten, I turn them into I find creative ways to tell that story. Going to the shop and getting swing, being robbed to the cash for the cashier register. I find my way to bring that to life. Because you know, every time you go, I don't know how $60 giving you free stuff when you go to the food store now, but that's what it is. So I gotta talk about them things, and that's where I'm at. And just born and raised right there in the Bahamas, in Nassau. I ain't never lived nowhere else. I ain't never gone to school nowhere else. And that's my journey, you know, making it happen in comedy. I grew up on watching this Eddie Murphy and the Clumps and Jim Carrey and thing was my type of movies, and you know, I grew up on stand-up comedy, so it just took its place. You know, everything happened in time. Like I say, everything was the bank before that, but you never know which way where your road will lead. So this is where I'm at right now, and I just making the best out of it.
Okay, and few people know that some of your characters lives in Fox Hill. You know, because I know Keisha personally.
Yeah, Keisha.
And I mean Keisha's here, so I want to speak to her because she has a lot of commentary on your relationship with Tomiko's relationship.
Yeah.
Right, and especially how she's best friends
Yes.
with Kalika.
Yeah, Keisha and Kalika are best friends. You know, Sawyer Boy, aka Miko, is Czech Kalika.
Yes.
And you know, they always get that one best friend where they get to talk to all the time who just like them.
And so you're talking too much because I want to speak to Keisha.
Oh, you want to speak to Keisha?
I
But
want to
Keisha
speak
right
to
there.
Well, I know
Keisha right
that's
there.
why I
You
said-
making to all gang of noise. Just say, just ask you a question. Or you say, you want to speak to Keisha and Keisha could come out. That's all you got to say. You don't got to say nothing else.
So Keisha, right? I want to know what you think about Tomiko dating your friend.
See, now that's the thing, because I tell Kalika break up with him 17 times before, and that was just last year, 2021. But she liked him. I don't know what it is, but she liked with him. Something he used to do, and he don't really tell her. But she don't like. I know Kalika tell me everything, but she don't tell me everything because it just ain't making no sense. Like it ain't adding up, because I already had 17 boyfriends in the space of January, February, and March, and she break up with him 17 times too. And I was like, why you break up with him 17 times? Because he be about breaking it up. Because I was like, y'all crazy, and they just meant to be together because you know some people crazy. Kalika's my friend, but Kalika crazy. So, and Miko crazy. Y'all don't know Miko's side like that. Miko crazy though. Then Kalika, you know what I'm saying? I could go on all day. And we could talk about Miss Duncombe too. Why I on here? Miss Duncombe, she's my manager at the place where I used to do the fast food. And I need to tell her, because she's shaped like a hamburger standing on fries, and she get on the same eyelashes she got on from before COVID come around here. And I tell her, Miss Duncombe, you need to change these eyelashes and all that. But anyway, what you asking me?
I don't forget, but Keisha, right? I always thought that perhaps you had a crush on Miko, and this is why
Miko?
you always try to get interfere in their relationship.
I don't like red.
Oh,
I don't like red. I red. I don't like red. I don't know why. I don't even know why I can like red because red usually don't like red. I don't know if you know that, but red usually don't like red unless someone's money and the next one is money. That's the only time you really usually see red and red together. But other than that, you don't usually see no Long Island red with no regular red unless they still live in Long Island. But once they move Nassau, red and black go together.
Okay, but Keisha, thanks for talking to me. Let me speak back to Soy Boy.
Yeah.
So a character like Keisha,
Right.
How did that come about?
It's like I say, I go off experiences. Like I've been around, I've worked around a lot of women. From the casino, when I started working in the casino, it was 2 men and 37 women. I was 18 years old. So and I'm very observant. So all these things I pick up from them. Everyone have a different, different character about them, a different way they carry themselves. So once I see something, I automatically like I a sponge, but I take it in. Okay. You know what I mean? I take it in, and when it's the time to bring it out, I bring it out, and I know a lot of my friends and things too. Like they care, I just watch them and
I see you getting character, and the character is believable. These are true bohemians that you depict, right? Tell you, even though we clearly see that's Sawyer, right?
Right.
You get lost inside the emotions. You get lost in the character. Say, no, that's a real person speaking.
Yeah, it is.
But let me speak to Fat Joe. No, what is it? Fat Chris. Let me speak to Fat Chris.
Fat Chris. You right? I right, yo. I just was waiting for you to come on. I thought you was gonna have some breakfast or something. Yeah. I don't know why you calling people to come here on the morning show and you don't even get no breakfast. You don't even get no water.
I have,
you don't get no
but
tea,
I brought
no
potato
coffee.
chips for you.
Oh,
So
you-
right after the show.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want you to get the grease all over the mic.
I don't care. I won't put grease all over the mic.
You know.
But I like to eat before I talk.
You like to eat before.
I like to eat before I brush my teeth. I like to eat before I wake up in the morning.
The point is, you like to eat.
Before I wake up in the morning, I eat.
Yeah. I know in your dreams and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I used to. And yes, so thanks for having me, yo.
No, it's good. And it's so many characters that Sawyer Boy is able to bring to life.
Yeah, that's true.
And I see you, Fat Chris, intimately involved in coming in and popping up in and out of the house, like you's one of the family members.
Nah, yeah, I'm a family member because they house right next to my house. So if I could hear everything they saying inside the house, we might as well be related. Every time the Miss Sawyer and the little boy, I hear it goes her room next to my room. So I be like, you might as well just let me come inside the room and sleep because I don't have no bed.
Yeah, well, I understand that.
She say no.
I'm assuming that's maybe don't want to know our home type house. Those close.
I don't know what it is, but my mommy don't be there. It's just me.
Just you and now.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. That's why you always need food.
I always hungry. And my mommy, even when she there, she can't cook. The people who just cook drumsticks and white rice and corn. But they been married for 17 years, but they still cooking white rice and chicken for their husband. Their husband.
Mean woman.
See, I know. They
know.
play porky. I think they play porky too.
Yeah, but I have a caller there. So I'll put you the caller there to see. But let me bring out Sawyer Boy first.
Yeah, I walk.
Sensible.
I walk.
Go ahead, caller. There's a back feed in your background, caller.
Sorry. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Mr. Newry.
Hi, how are you doing?
Enjoying the show as usual. One of my favorite comedians. Sawyer Boy.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Calling to see if Fat Boy ever did get that food from that woman kitchen. He sit out under the window.
No, I ain't ever get it. I still waiting on them to give me the food, but they say come back. They keep on telling me come back, and every time I come back, they tell me come back. I ask them how much time they want me to come back, but they ain't give me no food. I still waiting on it.
I mean, because, you name Fat Boy, but you look at you starving, so Grammy need to feed you.
Yeah, I tell people I name Fat Chris, but it ain't cause I just fat. It's the fat PHAT, because I pretty hot and tempting too.
Thank you, Mr. Newry. I enjoyed that.
I'm enjoying myself. I'm trying to contain myself as I have an interview with all these people packed inside the studio.
All that's inside you.
And Fat Chris taking up a lot of space.
All that's inside you. Grammy Sawyer inside you too.
I can speak to Grammy Sawyer next. But thank you very much, caller. I have a text here. It says, great show as usual. I asked you a guess, as an extremely funny comedian, if he ever had an argument with his wife and he decided to say something funny and it worsened the argument. Because as a 5% comedian, it happened to me last night with my girl running on, and I thought, what should I say? I should say something funny right now.
Wait, I don't even know the answer to that, but I've been single so long, but I ain't got no one to answer to whoever I talk about, but they can't even say nothing, but they ain't going or nothing.
But I know in my relationship with
Yeah.
my wife, I tried because she was mad at me because I
Yeah.
was doing something odd. You know, she always wanted to have me take out the garbage.
Right.
So she said, so I have to remind you, I's free now. I's been free from 1838. You can't be telling me what to do.
No.
And that don't work well.
No, I'm sure it
No,
doesn't.
it don't work well.
That's why I leave
whippers
that
come out.
alone. I've heard with it. Y'all can't even pick curtains, man.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Y'all curtains inside your
Yeah,
front room.
margin easy.
You don't even think y'all live inside, you walk inside.
But Sawyer, but let me speak to Mrs. Sawyer.
Miss
You know?
Sawyer.
Yeah, Miss Sawyer.
All right.
And Miss Sawyer is Tamiko's mommy?
No, Miss Sawyer ain't to me. Come on, Miss Sawyer is little boy mommy. I's little boy mommy. I's the one.
And little boy
who
is
practice
Sawyer
always.
is Tamiko's nephew.
Yes, no, listen, let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Little boy, Miko and Sawyer boy is my cousin.
Mm-hmm.
So my son is basically Sawyer boy, little cousin, but we live together. So he's that's like he uncle, you know, that's like he uncle.
Like your big uncle.
But we close, you know, we cousins, but we close. We like sisters.
like
And plus I ain't get nowhere to live, so I just stay there. Even though he always trying to run me out there, but we cool.
okay. And what do you think, Miss Sawyer, about Tamiko's relationship with his girlfriend?
Well, I can't stand it. I've been trying to break them up. As you know, me and Kalika don't get along. I don't like her. I don't like her. I don't like her. I don't like her. And Miko know that because me and Kalika used to be in the same class. And she know I can't stand her because we used to check the same boy before. And we had bad names from then. And I ain't get over it. Even though it was grade 8, Kalika, I still ain't getting over it. I don't care. You need to move out the house.
It's like a situation, like it's hot in August.
Then the fat Chris always come by the house asking me for food. Ask me for food. I give him the food and he tell me my food tastes bad. It's be like, come for on here. I always gotta run in front. Come for on here. And he's be like, sorry, I'm saying nothing. But he always saying something. I don't be in there. I ain't saying nothing. But anyway, I don't do it. And I don't talk to Kalika. I don't talk to Fat Chris. That's why I stay in the room with the little boy, and that's it. In the room in the kitchen, that's it.
Okay, let me speak back to Sawyer boy.
Yeah, but glad you get it back.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And Sawyer, it's like about 12 people living in this house.
It's plenty people living in this house.
Right.
Now, if you, it's a functional, dysfunctional family, and you know, I try to keep it what I know. You know, what I come up around, and these are things.
But things
that I
like this
see.
don't happen on Hawkins Hill.
Well, I don't always be on Hawkins it, but you never know what happened inside this house, no matter where the house is. No matter where the house is, you don't know what happening inside there. So there's a lot of things that happen in the house and around that I want to touch bases on, and that's why I come up with so much different topics. Talk about the light bill cutting off, talking about running out of gas, talking about things that people can relate to, even though it might not be as funny. It's something that's relatable that'll make you think or make you look at a situation much different, and that's what I be trying to do. So that's what it
I
is.
think you have two children, a boy and a girl.
In real life, no, I
In
got
real
three.
life, in real life.
I got
Okay, three. And I'm seeing that you now including them into your stories, and they are funny children by themselves,
Yeah,
right? They have the art or the knack by
Yeah.
themselves. How important is it to you to include your children into your act and your skits?
But that's number one. That's key. That's key number one to me, because I want it to be when whatever I learn, they learn it as well.
So it's like a skill, a trade.
It's something they've been with me doing this from day one. From day one, my tool was there, and that been my team, because from I started doing this in 2013, I have the same team even now. Just how I started shooting in 2013, my son holding the camera, or I just finding some place to put the camera, like how I have this right now. That's how it is today. Like, I shoot all my stuff, I edit all my stuff, I produce all my stuff, I direct all my stuff, and everything. So, and my kids usually my son is the videographer when he free.
Okay.
And my daughter, like she
So it's a
she's
family
video-
production.
Sawyer Boy Studios,
And-
Sawyer Boy Entertainment.
And,
Once it's a
I
Sawyer-
see 2013 you blew up.
Well, I
right?
just started in 2013.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I see you have a Facebook page, Sawyer Boy TV.
Right.
Right. And I want to know, like, how do people get in contact with you? Like, how do you form stories? Because you do commercials now.
I do commercials. I do everything marketed. Now, Sawyer Boy TV, you can find me everywhere. Once you type in Sawyer Boy TV, now that I must say that in the last few months, about a year, things have been a little difficult business-wise. So it's a lot of me not getting back to people from answering the phone and answering the emails. And it's because, sometimes you just don't be in that space. And, I like I say, doing everything, so I can't afford to do everything. So some of the things I am lacking or behind on, and answering emails and stuff like that is one of them. And at the same time, it's because, it's only so much I can take on, and just for my own mental, I know when to take my break or not do so much, because I know what it is to
and
just have so much going
I
on.
see you involve at times several other Bahamian comedians. Like it's a grouping, a group of you all who work and participate in different avenues,
Yeah,
right?
man.
And different eras. Let me ask this question. If there's had to be a life documentary on Sawyer Boy, Tamika Sawyer, who would you choose out of your friends, the group of comedians, to
Portray me?
Yes, in this documentary on Sawyer Boy.
The act is me?
The act is
Like,
you.
ain't none of them cute like me, so I don't even know. First of all, I had to tell them up front, but y'all got to get somebody else to act as me, because ain't none of y'all got to act as me. You got someone y'all could be the voice, but I can need someone just a little bit more handsomer than the other comedians out there, because quite frankly, I don't care what they say, I is the most handsomest out of them all. I ain't joking. I never stand up next to none of them, but if I do, I probably still are. And I ain't scared to say it. But if I needed someone to portray it, but I know. I never think but that one.
So that's an assignment. But let me bring on Kalika. Kalika is the star, right? She is in love with Tamiko Sawyer. But they don't get along. But she realized that Tamiko's slick, Tamiko trapsy. So this is why I believe she's watch him, catch him. Because I remember the other day, Tamiko had to go to Eleuthera to visit his dad, Grammy. And Kalika realized, but you from Long Island. She ain't you ain't going no way.
It's because Miko is all cheating, and he's an all cheating dog, and that's why I don't trust him. He been doing this thing on, and he's like, oh, I gotta go eat Lucha. And I was like, hold on, Miko, your Grammy from Long Island. And he is like, he tried to play it off, and that's why I don't trust him, because all men is do the same thing, cheat. All men is cheat. All men is cheat. My daddy is cheat. My brother used to cheat. My uncle used to cheat. My teacher used to cheat. And he was a man. And he was cheat. Anyway, I'm again and all that because that's planning.
But Kalika, why do you stay with Tamiko then?
Because he's my boyfriend. And I love him.
Boy, love strange.
I love him. And even though he's make me mad all the time. I said love him because he like cute and used to do little things, and the things when he don't show and I be like, all right, you all right. You all right.
Yeah, you're right.
But he says make me mad all the time. And plus we been together a long time.
Yeah.
And once use my person for life.
For life.
For life. That's all there.
He can't leave.
Get where you going? Sweet talking, do. Because I know where he coming. He coming home. But he better bed before he comes inside his bed, because he don't like bed when he come home.
I understand. It's a Long
All
Island
these
thing.
all them Long Island man, all they do, they will be waking all day, and come on and laying up in the bed and talking about, I laying up in the bed next to you. You don't laying up in the bed next to me. You better go bed. And you was soap this time.
Yeah, safe soap this time. This is Guardian Radio. We're talking with Sawyer Boy and a number of his characters who are in the studio with me. We're going to take a brief break and we come back on the other side to continue this conversation. You can call me at 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, and join this conversation as we speak to Tamiko Sawyer and all of the characters that are in his head and how they mesh and how they get along with each other. We'll be right back after this short break.
Sign your basketball teams up today for the Michael Scooter Reed Peace on the Streets Basketball Classic, August 1st through the 7th at the Hope Center. Get ready for the pastors versus politicians, along with the Phil Lightburn Slam Dunk Contest, then Energy 3-point shootout, along with all championship games, live in living color at the Kendall G. Eliza Gymnasium, Sunday, August 7th, beginning at 5 p.m. That's the Michael Scooter Reed Peace on the Street Basketball Classic. For more information, contact 601-4842.
The most important thing in life is family. And whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
Love the show? Want to give your support? Become a sponsor today. Call 302-2300 for our rates and packages. That's 302-2300. Become a sponsor on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
And welcome back to Guardian Radio. This is C.A. Newry, and I'm having a conversation with Sawyer Boy and Sawyer Boy's characters, those that live inside his head. Few people realize that I think Sawyer Boy is schizophrenic, right? Because these people are real people who have emotions, who have sensibilities about them, and they come in and out of him at whim. Sometimes without him even knowing that there is another person is speaking out of his voice. But I was mentioning earlier that Sawyer Boy has a real job. He's a disc jockey, right? And you go ahead and tell me where you work and or what do you do since it's all under the umbrella, same umbrella.
Yeah, well, I work at Star 106.5 from 10 to 1, Monday to Friday. You know, I be on the radio, playing music, talking about what's happening, cracking some joke, going live, and just doing the thing, man. Just doing the thing and trying to bring the Sawyer Boy brand to radio. We're not trying to. I've been doing this for like 5 years now. 5 years? Yeah, I've been here from like 2017.
And even on radio, your personalities come out and they speak and they're alive as you interview and as you play music.
Yeah, man.
So I found that interesting.
I promise to be myself everywhere I go.
Yeah.
So,
but yourself has like 20 people.
Yeah, that's me being myself.
Now I'm going to call you Legion because there are many.
On them job, I was a problem for me.
Yeah.
Like when you see me in that bank job, that was just me being one person.
You would never broke out in character while you were at the bank?
Yeah, man. I mean,
as you serving people?
Well, in different ways. Well, it depends. I get in problem plenty time for cutting up. I used to do plenty cutting up. I used to think I used to do that more than making anybody laugh because I like the smiling thing. But at the same time, I come from the casino, so the way I count my money is completely different from the way bankers count their money. I count my money pretty. You know, we had to lay it out like a fan. You know, you open the fan, the Chinese fan, and they lay right out like that. So every 1,000 you lay it out, and when you finish, you fold it back and you just count the next one. And at the time you finish, everything just line up, and then the manager is like, "Oh, you can't be doing that yet like that." I say, "Why? That's the way you're supposed to count." And anyway, so that was like that. So yeah, I bring me as much as possible on the jobs, but there's only so much you could do when you on the man job.
But these characters are taxing. They take a lot out of you, right? How do you detox? How do you say, man, I'm not any of the characters. I'm just going to be Sawyer Boy. I'm going to relax with my children, them, and just be myself. How does that happen?
That's been one of the hardest things for me to do, trying to figure that part out. But I know like this phone and this technology is a vacuum. So what I have to do sometimes is just cut it off. Like just cut it off or just really hurry up, knock out my work so I could take the time out to put in with my family and things. But sometimes it's hard. I enjoy involving my kids in my work. So even though I busy working, I still spending that time with them. So that was the plus of having my kids involved with the work. And plus I tell them from they born, like, I mean, well, take my youngest one, she knew. She born in 2016. I was Sawyer Boy when she born.
Yes.
So she knew, like from she born, I say, hey, you ready for this? Cause wait, this could be quite interesting. And she already is this character and she ain't scared of the camera.
But how, in like a real life, you walk in? Because I remember the first time I met you with my child, right? My child is a Sawyer Boy fan, right? And you were walking downtown doing your business and you were with your family.
Right.
And the child shouted out, "That's Sawyer Boy!" And I said, "Who?" Say, that's Sawyer boy. I say, hold on. I can have them stop. And I stop you with your family.
Yeah.
Right? I say, excuse me, Mr. Boy. Mr. Boy.
Mr. Boy.
My child want to take a picture with you.
Yeah, man.
You know? How does that impact your family life?
But
you
yeah.
know, that everywhere you go, people know you. You have to stay in character, stay and always know that you're a Sawyer boy.
Right.
And sometimes they even go further. They want you to say a character in real life while you're with your family. How does that work?
I mean, it works out. I ain't gonna lie, it's work out good for me because, like I say, from what I given the people, I basically just giving them the real me. So when they do see me, this is what they get. You know, this me all the time, unless I really stress out over something or I dealing with someone. And no one can be themselves once you get some things going on. But even like that, when I get things going on, I can't have nothing go on when I meet people who come to me to take a picture or
Who makes you who you are?
yeah, and that's every single day, no matter where I go for the last 6-7 years. Every single day I go and I taking a picture with someone or someone shouting out my name, someone stopping to me and talking to me and telling me thank you for what I doing. Like I get a lot of that. Like people, like I have emails and messages from people that I can't never share. You know, it's just some stuff where people just really letting their heart out, telling me thank you for this, and they being in this situation, I helped them in that situation, or how can I help them in certain things, and I do whatever I can to make it happen. But these things I'll never bring out there to the public because that ain't for that. But I love it. I love helping people. That's my thing. Like that's my purpose, and I feel like that's what it's always been, just helping people and putting a smile on someone's face, especially making them laugh. So no matter however I get to do that, I doing that.
Has anyone ever stopped you and say, hey, I have a skit plan. I have a joke I want you to perform. And do the whole theme out. This is how I see it, and I think this is what you need to perform on.
Yes, but I saw some people, they write out the whole script. And
They write the whole thing
The whole script was written, 10 pages. And I was like,
10
I don't do
pages.
no 10 pages, man. And plus it's already written, you know what I mean? But I get some of them, and I get plenty ideas from people too. And that's why I guess I have so much videos. Like, I love when people come to me with ideas, because only so much I could think of. You know, so if they give me something, that means someone's to hear or want to see. So I'll have you jump on that, find my way to bring it to life and make it something even bigger than what they tell me. So I just love it. I just use everything. I find the positive in everything, you know what I mean? And just make the best out of every situation that come my way. Even if something go bad, by making a video about that too, because somebody been through it and they be able to relate to it. And plus I find some other way to, you know, to try bring some good out of it. You know what I mean?
Okay, and I want to speak to another character now. I spoke to Keisha, who is Kalika's best friend.
Right.
I know Kalika is Miko's girlfriend. I spoke to Fat Chris, which, you know, Fat Chris is always hungry, right? I speak to Miss Sawyer, but I have yet to speak to Grammy Sawyer to know how she feels about this whole living situation, about 12 people living in the house, right? How she feel about her grandson dating this overbearing woman, and how she keeps him in check. So let me speak to Grammy Sawyer for a minute, then I want to speak to little boy.
Well, back as the back by I write you. I write you. I write you. Where you thought I was? Where you thought I was? This me right here, Grammy Sawyer.
And
All the way from Dead Mesquite, Long Island.
I'm just gonna say, look at that Long Island boy.
Back where you for?
Yeah.
Where your people is?
Now,
This Newry?
Acklands. But
Acklands people?
I want to know if
Oh.
you from up south or down north. Long Island.
Hey, listen. Hey, I just laugh every time I go Long Island and they say, we right up here up south or we right here down north.
That's why I
Hey,
know
listen.
Grammy Sawyer, where she is she from up south?
Well, I from up south.
You from up south?
I from up south.
So you near the light skinned people?
Yeah, I from where the light skinned people is. I think that's up south.
That's up south.
And you ride down, you know how I go.
Yeah, they get a little darker.
They get a little darker.
When you go-
The sun a little brighter down there.
the sun hot.
The sun hotter down there.
The sun.
I don't know what happening down there, but the sun look like it must be right there by the roof.
But back to Sawyer boy, right?
Yeah.
How do Long Islanders welcome you when you go to your ancestral home? When you see your Grammy people, them, you know, when you see your mummy people, them.
Well, red people in general, when they see me, is a form of hey.
The hero.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, he's with us.
No, but Long Island people. I mean, I ain't travel to Long Island as much. I just was talking to my sisters last night. I tell them we need to go Long Island, Dread. So Long Island is somewhere it's on. I've been in a long time, and plus
Have you never performed in Long Island?
I did a couple of years ago, but it was something on a park. They was having something, and I hosted it and did some stuff. So yeah, like I said, that was back when I just was getting into the hosting thing because I still don't know how I talking in front of all these people because they're seeing my thing at all.
It can be overwhelming. Just talking on radio can be scary.
I've never been this person. I tell you, people who know me, they still see me now and still try to figure out, wait, how you get like this? Because they're seeing you. And I talking with people, I ain't talking just people from high school. I talking from people from like Commonwealth Bank. Like watching my videos, they come to wake me like, boy, this can't be you because you don't even talk. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, and I hear you say you haven't traveled as much as you liked in Long Island.
Yeah, not
but
much.
you appreciate the culture of Long Island, the people who live up south. Right?
That's where I'm from. That's my people. That's who I is.
Right? And I assume they embrace you saying, boy, this is success for the island because even your character, Grammy Sawyer, right? She represents Long Island is, how they speak,
Right.
How they think, the intonations. I mean, you have a good Long Island accent.
Yeah, Buckeye, yeah, that's all I say. I get my Auntie Barbara. Bonnie Barbara, like, sure. And brother, who you all for? Who your people is? What you all doing down here? When y'all getting back home? What you all cooking inside here? Who bring up the bread? So what rice? Why the rice burn up like that? Who can't cook rice inside the house? Guys, I hear that a lot growing up, so it in me. I can't. It
So,
wasn't in there. But
Do you like sheep?
sheep? I love sheep. I love food. Sheep don't sound
don't
so
let
good. Just fat Chris thing. Just fat Chris. That's me. My love of food has come out in the whole fat Chris thing.
What is your favorite Long Island dish? Because I know Long Island, for the Long Island Association, they cook specific food. And since you claim Long Island as yours, that's your ancestral home, it got to be a favorite Long Island dish.
But yeah, I know, but I'll eat curry goat for 2 days straight. 2 days straight, but even Wednesday and Thursday, but I'll just be eating curry goat. Now I talking about stopping. I talking about the whole curry goat. Benji, whatever the goat name, where you getting eat. Somebody curry that in sheep tongue, that sauce. I mean, sauce that sheep tongue. Or sheep, whatever, I don't know. I don't know if the sheep tongue is be tasting me or I be tasting the sheep tongue sometimes. That'd be a little weird to me, but still, yeah, eat though.
Now, I got actually an off-the-wall question.
Ask it.
Because I know one or two Long Islanders, right? And they have a thing about cousins.
Yeah.
And I know, since you didn't grow up in Long Island.
No, I ain't grew up
And
in-
so these could be like distant cousins. I mean, I know, boy.
All depends on what you call distant.
I say 2-second cousin. I mean, second cousin, okay, right? I mean, I know, like if you like how us Islanders is, after second cousin, you're related.
That's okay. Let me don't say that. I can't say.
Okay.
I can't
Long
say that
Island
too
people
loud.
listening, right?
Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't.
No.
I know, but I hear about plenty things. I hear
You
about
never
plenty
did
things.
no Cartwright.
But if I never, no, I don't. I never.
No borrows,
I
you
tell
never
you,
did no borrows?
I don't even talk and nobody read, and just in case you be
Just
my
in case.
family, but just in case you be my family, I
Just in
ain't
case.
bothering. And just in case I can't go through that again, you talk about use my family.
I like how you say again.
Listen,
You think I
hey,
realize that?
listen, we all had our time. It's like, oh, okay, probably just me.
And
Probably just
I
me,
want to
Joey.
get more a serious part of the conversation before we go.
All right.
Right? COVID was a scary time for you.
Yeah.
I remember my wife called and said, we got to pray for Sawyer Boy. And I said, pray for what? Say, Sawyer Boy in the hospital. And she don't think he can make it. I said, man, no, man. Then, you see the 1 or 2 pictures circulating. And you say, boy, Sawyer Boy frail. Then you had a call because people knew who you were.
Yeah.
You were part of Bohemiana, how we think of ourselves, how we see ourselves.
Yeah.
You were extended part of our family. And COVID came because we weren't taking COVID seriously. We said, man, that's the flu.
Right.
I ain't taking no booster shot. I ain't taking no COVID shot until we hear PSA or see pictures and hear your story of people who you were in the hospital with.
Yeah.
1 or 2 of them not making it. And I want to talk briefly about that. You know, how that make you feel, how that changed your life, how that impacted your comedy.
Well, yeah, the COVID thing was that was the most serious thing I ever dealt with. To that point, because I ain't no hospital man. I never been in the hospital, lay up in the hospital for nothing. I don't, that ain't me. But yeah, the COVID thing, it was a lot. It was a lot. It changed my whole life with that. It changed my whole life. And that's why I took. It took so long afterwards just to get back to this point where I feel comfortable with myself, because even after COVID, it was like, okay, when I got healthier to be able to do stuff and thing again, or get back into the field of being me, it was like a constant conversation with myself, trying to figure out who I am now. You know what I mean? The person who I was before COVID isn't the same person I was after COVID, and it ain't really.
Explain that to me.
All right, it's not really COVID alone, because I was going through my journey, whatever journey it was that I was going through, would hit me when I turned 40. When I turned 40, it was like just a whole total change of thought. Mm-hmm. Like, where am I now? What am I going to do next? Or and especially when I'm not where I want to be in plenty ways. And now hitting 40, it feels like you halfway through now. What you get the show fit, or what are you going to do next? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I start. I know people like to say certain age is old. Oh, you old now, you need to settle down and do this or do that. And when I think about it, I say, but if I'm 40 now, if I live to be 80, but I get 40 more years to be here doing whatever it is that I need to do. So that's still plenty time. So I look at it like that. And like I said, I was going through this journey where it was trying to just get rid of all the stress and the depression and the anxiety that I've been dealing with for years and years, and just trying to fit in, and not even just fit in. I don't want to use that word, but just trying to find my niche and because I know, when you just know it's something but you that you have to offer, but you don't feel like you're doing it, and years are going by and you feel like you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing. But as soon as I got into the comedy, and that started to hit me in a whole different way, especially the fact that I could be me and the fact that I could actually help people at the same time, it just means so much to me. So finally getting to put that together and getting rid of all the things that was depressing me and turning me into a person that I didn't even know I was turning into, especially home with my kids. Like the rage would come out, whereas not that type of rage, but just always arguing and finding arguments for this, and why you don't clean up this? Who leave this on the floor? And just some simple things I found myself doing that I wasn't appreciated, and I knew that I needed to
Have a reset,
fix it now, because my kids, I have 2 adults now, so it was like, but I need to really step up and do even more, so I could catch them in this last like teenage phase, so I could, give them what I need to give them to carry on throughout their life. So it was just me getting myself to that level so I could do these things, and I realized that to do that, I really had to do it myself. And
something you mentioned also, you hinted towards mental health and depression.
Oh, yeah.
And a number of men don't acknowledge that we go through stuff. We bottle things up. And you openly mentioned that you was going through some time depression and you had to learn to deal with it. And I see that that's a new theme now in terms of the government has adopted programs to deal with mental health in general, and then specifically for men. Right. In the Bahamas, because we don't acknowledge the stress that we go through, because we bottle it up. And I appreciate you bringing that up, right? To let the audience know that even the great, funny and smiley and bubbly personality like yourself had to go through had to overcome, and keep on battling that to stay afloat.
I being depressed the whole time I was being funny.
Can you imagine? And
the whole time I was being funny, I was depressed.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's something that we need to have more conversations on. And I'm hoping that perhaps even they could embrace you, and so you can tell that story on it, and in your own comedic style too. But definitely to let people know that it's possible.
Right.
But I want to know what's next.
What's
right?
next?
And what's next for you? I know there's Sawyer Boy TV. I know you have gig. You have the gig for the radio.
Right.
I know you do production with all the families involved in. But what is the next big thing for Sawyer Boy?
All right. Well, well, the next big thing is my actual Sawyer Boy stand-up comedy family island tour, where I take comedy to all the islands. And I'm talking about just straight bohemian comedy, and I carry one or two of my people with me.
Yeah.
And one's just me, because I could be on the stage for an hour. I could do a whole hour.
I
alone,
funny, you know,
just-
I'm not if you don't.
Yeah, man,
notice
you
that.
can come do
I
one.
can come. I can tell
Yeah,
one or
man.
two jokes.
Yeah, man. You
know,
do one 5, 7 minutes.
5, 7. That's a lot of time.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Three?
No, 3 minutes.
3 minutes. I give you 3 minutes.
You
You do
know,
3 minutes.
I could be myself. I
Yeah.
could be myself for 3 minutes, and I sure people would laugh. I
But
mean,
see, and that's what I want. I want people to be themselves, and that's what I do. Especially when I talk to my boys, some who getting into comedy, who been getting into comedy, and we have that conversation where it's all about being ourselves. But you got to come to a point where you realize that you need to stop being like everybody else and just do you, be the best you could be. And however that work out. Once you feel good after that, you feel like you did what you and you gave what you gave. It all makes sense, and then it can have a better flow, because you don't have to try so hard when you being yourself, or you just telling your story. So that's why I choose to just tell my stories, and instead of trying to just write so much different things. And the same thing with my videos and things, like I don't even write like that. So I working on the comedy tour is definitely next. Something I trying to start before the year, after I have my 4th annual Sawyer Boy variety comedy show.
Okay.
And they only stopped because of COVID. So I did 3. So this one to make 4.
So you mentioned the tour, but I know that you have some kind of production, editing type thing, that project that you're doing now.
I have a TV show.
Okay, let's talk.
I have
about the
a TV show that's on is in its 7th season.
Season already?
7th season on Channel 12, our TV, and it's called the New Sawyer Boy Show, and it's a sketch comedy. It's a sketch comedy show. Well, it was a sketch comedy show. I've been doing some different things with it lately, where I turned it into a sitcom, where I did one continuous show with just all of my characters living inside the house together, dealing with whatever situations they dealing with. And it's based around Sawyer Boy. So it's basically on the life of Sawyer Boy and Kaliko, living inside this house with Grammy Sawyer, Miss Sawyer, little boy, Fat Chris, sister neighbor, Uncle Al has come through to get the 2 haters on the corner who always hating on everybody, and so much different characters that just pop up.
And I was remiss to. I know you hinted that this basically happens any place in the Bahamas,
Right.
But clearly there's got to be a community. You say, well, this is Grandstown, this is Beantown, but this family of everyone living together seems like it's a typical family in New Providence, any place.
Yeah, I mean, if like even your own family, and like I say, where you grow up, like most of your friends, they grow up in these type of environments as well. So even if you ain't living inside this environment, if you just living inside the house with your mommy and daddy, like me, I was living inside the house with my mommy and my daddy, my brother and my sisters. That was us, But I had classmates, I had people inside of me. I had my boys and who living right across the road, who get their mommy, their auntie, their sister, children.
real extended family.
Like it's everyone inside the way. They get the Grammy, the great Grammy, the mommy, and the daughter. They get four different generations inside one house. And these are houses I used to be in too. You know what I mean? All us grew up together. So it was everything was always so friendly. But at the same time, I can't help seeing what I seen and picking it up and just making the best out of it. So this is what I do and show people that. And I ain't come from no family where. And see, plenty of people watch the videos and they probably can relate, but there's plenty of people who can relate. And I need to deal with the people who can relate with what I giving them.
Who see you.
And who see me or what I see. You know what I mean? My thing ain't for everybody. My comedy for people who going through the same things that I going through. My comedy for single dads. You know, my comedy for single dads, my comedy for dads, my comedy for mothers, because I grow up, my kids grow up with me. Even though me and they mommy wasn't together, my kids grow up with me every day. I see them. You know, every day they buy me. Every day I be switching up, and that's how it was. It was just how people talk about they grow up with their mommy. I'll say my kids probably grew up with 2 mothers. Just for the fact that even when they with me, I's daddy and I's mommy. I catch myself, I picking up stuff where they leave on the floor. I putting the blanket on them while if they fall asleep inside the chair. I guess myself looking at my son sleeping in the chair because I ain't never seen him sleep in the chair. He don't come out the room. He don't come out the room and I see him laying in the chair. This way bigger than the chair. Like he longer in the chair, and that's my first time seeing it like that. You know, when you and I know I'm a father, and I put that parenting first. You know, that first, but I ain't nothing come between me and my kids. Like nothing coming between me and my kids. I think that's why I still single too, because if I get to choose between, and it ain't like a woman telling me to choose between her and my kids. It's just me. It makes sense. It go with sense, but like it's certain things I can't take on. I know if I know I can't take on a relationship and do my parenting. If I can't do it at the same time, I know I can't do it at the same time. I just don't do it. And I'll tell people like, but I can't get in a relationship because I'm dealing with certain things. So my kids come first, and
we have the last 3 minutes, and I want to introduce Tomiko. The character Tomiko.
Yeah.
But I want to also acknowledge that you have 80,000 followers that follows you on Facebook.
80,000?
80,000. I click and say, my gosh. You know, 'cause
Anyway.
I already have 5,000 on my page, but you have that particular type of page.
I want to ask them for $1.
That's what you need to do.
I wanna
You
ask
know,
them
everyone
for
to send you $1 to your account. And I see your theme is I talk sense in a crazy way. And I see it. I see that you do talk sense.
Yeah.
Just be crazy. Right?
Yeah.
But I want to speak to Tomiko before we go.
All right.
I want to ask Tomiko why he is deal with dating the same woman who always seems to be just bickering all the time.
like you say, when you find something that works, it works. You know what I mean? Because I ain't the best. Because honestly, I just like the little rowing and thing every now and again. I like when you freak out and act a little crazy and thing. And I gotta get a little loud. And, hey, who think you talking to? And I ain't talking to you. And you ain't talking to me. And then I like the back and forth. And it helps. I've been in, I've been in so much relationships that my character is basically my exes. Mm-hmm. Like Kalika is my ex. Like my ex who we split up, like who we broke up in 2014. That's when I really started getting into the videos, and that's Kalika.
That's Kalika
and
right
she
there.
know that.
Oh,
She's 78%. Kalika's 78% my one ex.
Yeah, well, that
just
ex,
one. The crazy part, the crazy side, and the switching, and just she cool one side, and then she angry the next side, but then she cool again. So all of these
you get a
things.
phone call right when we hang up, right? You know what
I don't get. I don't answer it. She know I ain't answering that call, but she don't call me, boy. She don't call me, miss. Don't call me, boy.
No.
Being long, but I talk, but she know that, and she know it. But we have a good relationship. Like she already know. Like she crazy to the point where when she see me acting a certain way, she's enjoy it because she know I mean enough.
Then she know you talk about me again.
Yeah, she know that. And the boy, whoever it is, they jack it. I doing it. I've been there before, and like I say, I've been in all these relationships, and I just use and I like to find the positive in everything. I already get hurt in the relationships. I already stress myself out in the relationships. Like I already had my cry here, hurt my head hurt here, so I already dealt with that. Now it's time to go back and find another avenue to deal with that. So every time I look back at these relationships, I always smile and I laugh because I making money off that, boy. Making money off that relationship with you all being giving me and things like, and I just enjoying it, man.
Sawyer boy, I enjoyed this this interview. I truly appreciate you making time for me. I hope to bring you back on the show again so we got some conversation.
Whenever you're ready, man.
With the number of characters. But I wish you best of luck for the future, man.
Thank you.
This has been Guardian Radio AM. My name is C.A. Newry. I had a conversation with Sawyer boy. Be blessed. Until tomorrow.